Hello, and welcome to Play Today Plays the Stanley Parable. Last run we ended twice in the room with the cell destruction sequence, with the mind control room, and I couldn't find myself out of there. So I don't know. I want to see what's left now because I think it's just gonna end
the door on his left.
where I'm supposed to end. Right, so this is leading us to this room.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Through the same door.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Right, closet room.
Oh no, no, not again.
Remembered?
I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
No, screw you. This reverse psychology of yours isn't gonna work. Bob. Bob. It's nice that he remembers, though. Gives you at least some clue, but... Bob. Come on. Come on. Speak to me, Bob. You can do it. Oh, Bob. What are we going to do here? Are you in that light? Is there a camera up there? You can tell me, Bob. It's fine. Just you and me. Alright. Bob. Bob? Hello? Anybody out there? Bob? Come on now. Oh, whatever.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That he did. He wants to go to the executive bathroom. Hey! That didn't open before, though. To be rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Is it rich? What life would it be to have to pick just one? Extreme bathrooms. I'm guessing time. But, right, okay. No, Bob hasn't got anything on this. Okay. Does this door open now? Oh, it does. Alright, that's interesting. Business strategy. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Shapes. That's sweet. Graphs, time, indoors, monthly. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, you can ping both of them. Shall we go down and see what happens? I just went up, though. I mean, I went up to the office, so... Let me assume that I'm going down to the room with the infinite path, where I ended up on dead sprawled on the sideway. I do hope this has an ending, and like we're not just ending with infinitely. A recommendation from the oversight committee. Oh, hello. No? Okay. That was it. I think I hear Bob. No? Yep. That's him. All for naught? Oh shit, no. Come on, I wanna go down. All for naught. Okay, then I wanna go up. We could go up, right? It should be possible to go up. Okay. And then... Okay. The elevator is a dud. That's unfortunate.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly, ever. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Not if I can help it. Alright, so I'm going to escape, or what was the first option here to deviate from the path? I'm gonna have to go downstairs. And now you're gonna let me down? Eh. I'm going to deviate from the first path, which I think is the escape option. I'm not sure about that. And otherwise, I'm just going to enable the machine. No, disable the machine. I mean, disabling the machine was the second path. So let's go left, I guess.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
and
Mind
left.
Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
We can't even see the end of the hall. You're bluffing.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Bring it on. Hello. Oh, okay. Yeah, bye-bye. Alright, so that's one ending. Oh, or not. Or, I don't know. Okay, it's not an ending.
The machine whirred into motion, and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise. He reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Hello. No! Nope.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Oh,
In
great.
a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every
That's
bone
evil.
in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay. You... what? Well, it did say escape.
And And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh dear. I do seem to have free roam in this room. Oh, well, there's a wall here. And I guess there is a wall here. I don't even know. Alright, let's just go through. Doo-doo-doo. Looks like a Greek and whatever it's called.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Aha! Ahahaha! The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. I like this. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from beginning to the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the door to doors was the first of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout the development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Almost. Yes. Nature paintings? Yeah. Okay. The office. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard strokes and a synthesized tone. Hey. Alright. Office computers. Employee database. Filing cabinets. Doing nothing at all. What does he mean by pacing, though? Also, there are... Oh, the 2 doors. The set of 2 doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room poses. Okay. Can't get up here. Alright, let's look at the credits. Cool. Cool. And cool. Left or right? Bob, which way do I go? Bob, which way do I go? I want to go here. The office. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance area. This is the copy room. Alright, larger words. I want to see what's on the other side then. Office clock, which stands a little over 10 minutes of game time, I guess. Screens from the developments of... Well, this is the other side, which is... I don't like this. What's this? Underground. Early version of the underground portion of the game. Mind control facility. Narration outtakes. Kevin Bright, the voice of the narrator. Oh, he's Kevin. Recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. There are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Well, we can hear them, but very softly. Well, that's unfortunate. Moving on. I so have no idea what we're doing here. Is this another ending? Or is this just the developers play on you? Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending, the game's alpha. Alright. Countdown desk. One of the desks of an early version of the countdown ending. It seemed more obvious then. Monitor elevator room. Up or down with the freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when the player found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the two endings together instead. What? Oh, this is the freedom ending, though, then? This is the freedom ending as it was existing in beta. This is the countdown room. Okay. This is a window. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. I have a feeling like I'm getting so many spoilers here. These levers were originally part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color the lever they pulled. Okay. The game is now paused. Begin the game again. Resume the game. Options return. Oh, this is the escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized that this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everybody, and so they did an automatic restart, I guess. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released on May 12th, 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and a voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. I don't hear the voice though. I don't want to see trailers. I'm actually playing the game, you know. Or trying to. Hello, what's up? Right, I need to go here. One option, two option, one option, vent. The apartment timer. There's an apartment timer. In the previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, the timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. I guess that's no longer the case. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided that we also wanted the option of the player falling to its death. I know. I jumped. Multiple times. The cargo lift. This second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. Yeah, that makes sense. Meeting room. One option. So the first choice is the left or right room. One doorway to maintenance in the lounge. Right, so if I disobey, I go to the lounge and then I end up in the staircase anyways. Two options. 2 doorways to maintenance. First choice is disobey, and then there's a lounge. The other entrance would be hidden depending on how you entered. The other entrance would be hidden depending on how you entered. 3. One option. 1 doorway to maintenance in the lounge and original back on track option. 2. Confusing ending. Yeah, I had a confusing ending. Okay. So, you disobey, you enter the lounge, and then in the lounge you go, right, you can go straight or you can go left, but left is the confusing ending. And if you go straight, you end up in the proper direction anyway, so, okay. Vent, what about this? What about, there was no vent. Was there a vent? I need to figure out what the vent is. Maintenance layout. A flow of the hallway followed the first 2 doors was important to get right since player will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Well, ain't that the freaking truth? So many times. What's this? This is the Zending again. Oh, Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly after before launch. Okay, but oh, this way. Right. 15 seconds. The office. Hey. The lounge, an early version of the lounge. These are screenshots of Stanley Parable HD mix. The point of the Stanley Parable HD mix is to win, is to lose. Larger words. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was that clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. Hey, wait. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after that starting to build it was that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of the people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Those people should... Well, okay. Alien base, awesome. Yeah, that's making fun of it. I can see how they would interpret it that way. Narrator emails. After the second trailer, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found a perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Treat as important, not spam. How do you make a JRPG? How do you make the worst game ever? What's the difference between a duck? Pixar Sith. How do you stay... Oh, I didn't... New result. Congratulations. Well, congratulations. In line with a previous announcement, with the promotion. Congratulations. Be the first to apply for your claim in 24 hours. How is the game? How is the game going? How is it good? Better than the first one for my cool man. Alright, this is just a jab. Upwards. Up, and beyond. I don't know. Game design mockup. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as kind of an audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout of this mockup is still in the game. Yeah, this is the initial room, I guess. Let's go here. Into my cubicle. Oh, well. I guess these are various versions of it. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in 2.11, 2.12, and 2.13. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I guess that's the end there. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending. Oh, wait. I've already been here. Have I been down there, though? Maybe.
Oh, look at these two.
Okay.
How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
And I guess yeah.
Can you see?
Oh.
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Okay. So the question becomes, do I want to... Oh, you know what? Screw it. Aw. 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 I really hope that this would give me something. Tell me. Paula.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
No, Bob, come on.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Bob, we know better.
Number 427's
Come on.
job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 4.
Okay, we're gonna skip this. Paula, where are you? Paula.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Okay, so I want to look at the vent, and then I'm gonna reconnect with the storyline.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, perhaps. No, I just want to find the vent.
Stanley felt lightheaded.
There is no vent.
Butterflies in his stomach. Giddy in a way he had never known before.
There is no vent.
Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly...
Yeah, okay, we're getting out of here.
Madly. Love.
Again, 7-2.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So that's a different line. I don't want to go there yet.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
And so this is going to be a confusing ending, regardless. But we're going to try and open those doors now. This is not, no. And that will lead us, or you know, if this was an actual office, that will lead us back to the two-door choice.
Here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, this is pretty cool. Come on, Bob. Tell me. Ah. That was
Coming
interesting.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Kind of like every playthrough allows you to do new stuff. Hey, did that open to my side? Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, no... Oh, money crisp. Okay. Okay. Do they open again? Yes. Still nothing? Alright. I can't remember whether the painting was there before.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean, he wondered. Desperate for answers, he began turning the room over looking for clues that might unravel the situation, until at last he discovered a keypad behind the boss's desk. But alas, no code. For this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. 8. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no. This is what he was going to do instead. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
So I don't actually know what that 888 achievement was all about. I'm guessing it's like a inside joke. I'm gonna read up about it online. There was an achievement, all 8s. I heard the word 8 being screamed at some point, but nothing significant happened, and it was like after the second letter too, so you know. So
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
I want to kill myself
Mind
again.
Control
And this time I want to
Facility.
truly kill myself.
Although this passage
I know.
escape written on it, the truth
So this is
was
kind of the
that at
downside.
end of
Let
this
me
way,
run.
Stanley
I already know
would
what's
meet
happening
his
here.
violent death.
Let me run, run, run. Although turning around would be
The
interesting
door
too.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on
Every
track.
opportunity. I know.
At
I
this
know.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward
Damn
and
straight.
willingly confront his death.
All right. Geronimo! All right. So this is not going to kill me. Now I'm gonna have to walk through that museum.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
None.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plugging the eyeballs from a blind man.
Plugging the eyeballs from
So
a
he
blind man.
resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell. Fare thee well. Too. Hello.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Don't make me go through. Okay, well, you're gonna make me go through it, huh? Hey, there was stuff down there. Oh well.
And yet it would be just
Tickety-tock,
a few minutes
tickety-tock,
before
tickety-tock,
Stanley would
tickety-tock.
restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Good question. All
When
right.
every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Alright. Hey, there. Where's that here? I don't remember. Ah, right. This was introduction. I don't think I need to go there. This is the freedom ending. Alright, let's kill me.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another.
I'm going to make it kill
How they
myself.
wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Yeah.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Oh, yes.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your own.
Game is still going to
choice.
restart.
Whatever
We all
you
know
do,
it.
Choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose.
Nice. Okay, well, that was unfortunate. So now we... Let's do the elevator one. No, we're gonna go through and then we're gonna kill the mind control machine. Turn it off this time. Unless something happens, I doubt it. Come on now, you've been automatically restarting properly the entire time. Game. Oh, we're gonna show you black screens now. Game. Where are you? I wanna play. Crap. Does it really want me to? Well, okay. Begin the game again. Alright, so now we're gonna turn off the mind control machine.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can
And
make
try
it
to
through this
open
door, I can make it through them all.
any door that I encounter. I'm not convinced that it's gonna matter much. But who knows?
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
That's kind of cool.
When Stanley came to a set of two
no,
open
screw
doors,
this.
he entered the door on his left.
I closed it. And perhaps this is gonna give me another opening,
Yet there was not a single person here either.
triggering some way of...
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Aw.
hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I certainly don't want to go down there, though. It's just going to lead to a death. Okay, never mind. Okay. I can't close this door. So, let's see what we got here now. Hey. Money in the morning. Oh, still nothing, basically. That's a nice picture. Oh. Okay. Right, I want to check whether there's... oh, it was there. Okay. I'm not going to bother with the elevator because screw the
Stepping
elevator.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean, he wondered. Desperate for answers, he began turning the room over looking for clues that might unravel the situation, until at last he discovered a keypad behind the boss's desk. But alas, no code. For this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
So I'm wondering what that when it says 8, what happens?
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Seems like there's more to this room. I can't put my finger on it though.
2845.
I gotcha.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Okay, I'll have to figure out that 888 thing on my own later. Whee. Alright, so now we are going to turn off the mind control machine, and that should be fun.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I know. It's what he did. Let's look at all the monitors again, and boom!
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, he does. Oh, hello. And
Now the monsters jump to life, their true nature revealed.
okay.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
What's up with that one?
The lives of so many individuals reduced to
There's
images on a
another
screen.
one there.
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Which number is this? Come on. 5 to 8. Okay.
This
Going up.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Oh, yes.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Okay, and
He refused
we're nearly
to
there.
believe it.
Yeah,
He
man.
couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Okay.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
Is there
labeled
any
with
clue?
emotions. Happy
It's
or sad,
0521
or content.
042
Walking, eating, working, all of it
0001.
monitored and commanded from this very place.
There isn't
And as the
anything here
cold
that
reality of
gives me
his
any kind of
past
clue on
began
what to do.
sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again
Oh,
exert
annoying.
its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that there's actually something I can do there. Game, what's up? Bob, you there?
Blackness
Ah.
and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Good question.
Yes. He had won.
Woohoo!
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Oh.
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Of course.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Let's find out in the next episode of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Did he now? Did he now for real? There has to be more to this. Bob. Come on, Bob. What's up? Do I stay or do I go now? Kind of cool. Like it emulates or simulates how your eyes get used to the light. Alright, let's try this. Oh,
Stanley felt the
automatic
cool breeze
cutscene.
upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Zing. So, beat the game. Alright. Too easy, I guess. Okay, I'm going to leave it at this for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.